Finally, I can see the climatic end of the Metal Gear Solid. Wait, what? This is gonna be in the final game? Finally, a beautiful remake of one of the most classic entries in the series, Metal Gear. Potato! This is a Japanese gambling machine? Fucking serious? Finally, the next entry in the Metal Gear series. You know, I'm actually really liking how this looks so far. What the fuck? Wormholes? Are you fucking serious? What is this? No! This isn't Metal Gear! Okay guys, I'll be real with you. This game is actually not that bad. I mean, when you think about it, we haven't actually had co-op gameplay besides on portables like the Peace Walker. And when they work, they actually work really well. There we go. We've all been expecting this next big AAA title from Konami now that Kojima's been shelved. And here it is. Essentially a spin-off from the main title, made in the same beautiful engine, using the same exact assets from Metal Gear Online. Yes, Metal Gear Online. For everyone that's new to this channel, yes, there's a multiplayer component to Metal Gear Solid 5. Not too many people know about it, sadly, but the group that's familiar to this channel can tell you all about it. For everyone that hasn't played Metal Gear Online though, you probably have no idea that the grand majority of the clothing and armor is pulled directly from MGO. I mean, besides the crystal zombies and the crazy bow and the spear combo, but there actually isn't anything new in this trailer. Okay, Mother Base is, well, Mother Base. The clothing sets are all from MGO, and the setting still looks like it takes place on the current map of Afghanistan, just with like a hellish skin wrapped on it. You know, kind of like Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. All these things are the same, yet yo boy is hype as fuck! Okay, looking at the game objectively, the goal is to survive in a new environment with your group. And while Call of Duty Zombies is all about surviving wave after wave of zombies in a controlled environment, imagine having to fight throughout the entirety of the Afghanistan landscape, or in South Africa. While you might sacrifice the conventional sneaking around cover from actual enemies that will shoot you and alarm the rest of the base, you can now theoretically sneak around an abandoned camp for supplies, you know, hiding from certain creatures and performing stealth kills as you trek around the camp gathering supplies to bring back to your old Mother Base. You know, I'm just spitballing here, but I mean, you know, I can tell that there's a lot of room to expand their gameplay in this installment, and I'm interested in seeing what they do with it. I know there's going to be a flood of analysis videos, and this one's just a teaser, so there won't be a lot of info, but let's just break this trailer down anyway. So the game starts off at the old Mother Base where Cypher attacks, and for whatever reason, a shit ton of wormholes pop up everywhere and take them into an entire alternate dimension altogether. Now I'm assuming in order to hide the evidence of the attack from outside eyes, but I mean, if you had the technology to summon wormholes at will, I don't see why you even attacked. I mean, you just throw black holes out there. And actually, to be honest, even we have wormholes. So why didn't we just militarize this further and just warp everybody out there? I mean, this game makes no sense. Anyways, your character is warped into a different time where the world is infested with these organic threats, as Konami calls them or whatever. I'm not sure if they're the same league as the parasite infestations, given that it's so damn concentrated now that they're straight up crystals. They have superhuman strength, and they quickly do work on the guy until he gets saved by another ragtag group of survivors out looking for supplies. They return back to the ruins of Mother Base where they set up shop as a refuge. And then boom, yay, the skulls, I mean organic threats. Then a giant Metal Gear comes out and stomps on everyone. This is all speculation at this point, but most games that are designed from the ground up to be co-op based are usually focused on arcade elements and bite-sized chunk play, rather than like a dramatic overmap storyline. Think Monster Hunter or like Lost Planet 2 or Peace Walker Side Ops, but without much of a story like at all. This can kind of be filled out due to the trailer literally having no voice acting whatsoever, showing that there isn't really a main character either. I mean, this trailer is quiet than Kiefer Sutherland was playing as Snake. I mean, that tells you something, my nigga. Another interesting fact is that while the protagonist has just arrived, the other squad is still relatively adjusted to the current environment. I mean, they already made a few makeshift weapons and whatnot. My guess on the mechanics is that the ruins of Mother Base will be like a hub world of sorts, where you accept scavenging missions and bounties to collect materials. You know, similar to the quest counter in Monster Hunter, possibly up to even gathering the crystals on the zombies' heads? Shit, I don't know. But that dude with the spear had a cool ass idea. While there are small smaller threats like these zombies, there are also going to be bigger threats like that Metal Gear giant monster thing they're hinting at the very end. And I mean, again, very similar to how Monster Hunter has various different hunts and then like a giant foe they must team up together to fight appears out of nowhere. And I mean, another thing to note is that the Metal Gear series is actually very familiar to Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter also shares many nods with Lost Planet 2. So again, this arcadey co-op-y thing isn't too far out of their league. But I mean, we'll see how this game goes. Given how mixed matched some of the clothing articles are, I'm sure we'll be scavenging around the area finding new clothes and armors. And again, for the people that haven't played Metal Gear Online, all the clothes are ripped assets from the main game, except this time they were able to make them all swappable. You see, before they were stuck in outfit sets and they didn't have any plans of changing that, so you were just kind of stuck with a limited selection of clothing types. But now we can wear anything. So, I mean, that's a plus, right? So I guess what I'm getting at is fashion.
I was playing